Hello guys, and welcome in today's episode where I am going to show you how you can still build a budget PC in 2023 and still have some decent gaming performance on it. All with the help of this box right here. And with the other box right here. All in all, this build actually cost me $500 in 2023, of course without the monitor and all the peripherals like keyboards and mice, but still, you got all the components in this mystery box right here, alongside with a brand new PC case that is actually surprisingly good for its price point. Oh, and if you do recognize this PC case, that's because I used it in my other build. That's the link up here if you have more budget to spend and you want to go for the brand new shiny things of today. Let's open up the box and see what we get. Let's start it off with this MSI A520M-A PRO motherboard. Alright, a lot of cardboard in here. Okay, so to start things off, as you can see, we are running an AMD motherboard right here. This is the A520M-A PRO, which is an AM4 socket motherboard that we are going to use for, of course, our Ryzen build. Aha! All that gaming performance is going to be given by this Radeon 550RX GPU right here. No, not really. You will see that we're still gonna be able to get like 30 FPS with brand new games like Hogwarts Legacy running in 1080p at medium settings. I know, mind-blowing, right? This aside, let's go on and see what CPU of choice we have, and of course what RAM, and of course what kind of storage solution we have. Next up in line, all the lifting power shall be done by this Ryzen 5 3600X AM4 CPU, of course from AMD. What is this right here? Well, this looks like your typical AliExpress CPU cooler. And I kid you not, this is not an AliExpress cooler. If anything, yes, it was made in China, yes, it's low cost, but it should be enough for that Ryzen 5 CPU. Otherwise, you have seen it in countless videos of mine. We have the Ryzen 9 3900X Ray Prism cooler that is an AM4 cooler that, well, it is good enough. What would our PC actually deliver us in terms of performance if I haven't went the extra mile to actually get us this Kingston Fury Beast kit of DDR4 16GB, and I think it is only 2666 MHz, but still it should be good enough for our application, and I am very confident that it will actually do the job. And of course, Nvme is gonna be the way to go for storage. We have here 1 TB of Kingston Nvme PCIe Gen 4 drive because it's 2023 and we can at least afford the luxury of getting us, well, you know, decent storage for not that a lot of money. And of course, as a PC case, we went with a budget entry mid-tower right here. This is a local brand. It is the same brand as the PC cooler right there. It's AQIRYS. Anyway, don't forget, all the links will be found in the video description down below for all the products that I have right here. This is a very nice to have mid-tower that supports both MATX and ATX motherboards, and it didn't disappoint for the price point. And when you take a look at all the goodies right here, you can actually see that there is one thing missing. Well, that's because we already have the power supply installed in our PC case, and that's because of our latest build, so you can check the link up here for a $1,000 PC build that featured the exact same case with this exact same power supply. And of course, that power supply is the Seasonic Connect One Clean solution, as it is named. It is a 750 watts power supply. It is absolutely modular, as it says right there on the box, and is rated 80 plus gold, which is a very good rating to have for a power supply. Not only that, but it actually provides me with a great peace of mind knowing that all of the PC components that I have chosen right here are actually very well protected. Right guys, so these are all the components that you are going to need in order to build your low-end $500 budget PC that should still give you some decent enough performance for 1080p, probably around 30 FPS, even with some AAA games of today. Let's get started. Aha! The bare bones RX 550 4GB card from Asus, one fan included. That's one too many, and it looks flimsy, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna do the job just fine. So yeah. Guys, if you do like this sort of videos moving forward with this channel, then please hit me up in the comment section down below with your thoughts and comments, because I want to know what's on your mind and what exactly you would have chosen to do differently and what PC components you would have chosen to go with, and maybe I will just do that next time when I'm going to build another PC. Alright, I know you guys are awesome that way, so let's jump back into the video. Okay guys, so what I want to do first is to actually try and put everything together on this motherboard right here as it sits right outside the PC case, because I had problems in the past where the motherboards are actually coming dead on arrival. Yeah, brand new motherboards coming dead. Yeah, that's no bueno. But anyway, just because I want to avoid all that mess of having to put this in the PC case and later on remove it to try and troubleshoot everything, I want to mount everything as is right here, and then once I get the okay, I will move it on into the PC case and then start testing everything. Alright, so we are going to start off with the RAM kits right here, because I want to see that once I install these kits of RAM into the slots here, I want to see if this CPU cooler actually clears the height of the RAM. So that's the, well, first then logical steps to start building any PC, I guess. Tighten out the bracket. Yeah, I tried for this video this time around to actually provide you guys with a cheap cooling solution that is more than adequate for that CPU right there, and unfortunately this one ain't it. It is very cheap. Yes, I think that it would have actually done a great job at cooling that CPU, but not with this mounting solution. It is absolutely atrocious, and whenever I apply that much force on that motherboard, that it starts to bend and the CPU starts to creak. Yeah, I think I'm not ready to actually sacrifice brand new components for a $15 CPU cooler, so that gets to show you guys that not everything that is cheap is actually good. Let me just demonstrate for you how bad it actually looks when I'm going to try and install this CPU cooler on this motherboard. So the way they would actually have you install this CPU cooler is to actually find these little brackets with the loopholes there, and then just, you know, attach it to one side of the hook there, and then just to bend it around and apply a lot of force on the CPU cooler so that this cooler will actually stick in place, and I have the motherboard just lifting up completely when I apply half the force needed to attach the other bracket right there. And I'm just not going to sacrifice this motherboard and this CPU for the sake of one stupid design of a cooler. So with this being said, I'm actually gonna go back to my previous tested and absolutely wonderful solution of using a stock AMD AM4 cooler that came with my Ryzen 9 3900X. You can still find these, I think, for around $30 to $35 on the internet. They're actually fairly okay. This is a, mind you, stock solution from AMD that absolutely works on any type of AM4 and even AM5 motherboards. So yeah, I'm just gonna go with this one. Now it's time for la pièce de résistance, which is of course this 4GB Asus Radeon RX 550. Yeah. And this is basically it right here. This is the full computer that I'm going to now attach a PSU to and try to boot it up and see exactly if we can boot it up, and then if it goes well, we are going to install this in the PC case. Hey, we lift off. Alright, we're in the BIOS. Okay, so it seems that everything is working properly. Alright, all that we actually have now to do is to set up the RAM speed and basically install Windows on this drive right here, and then install that motherboard into that PC case. This is what I'm going to do, and I'll get to you guys right after I'm done so we can start playing some games. Okay, so after a few hours of installing Windows and all the updates and all the drivers required, and of course getting set up with Steam and all the games, here we have the final configuration, which is the AMD Ryzen 5 3600. It's a 6-core processor, non-X version. The memory, it's running at its stock speed of 2660, well, 7 megahertz. It should be 2666 anyways. And we have, of course, the aforementioned the Radeon RX 550 4GB GPU. So the expected results of actually running this $500 system is to actually be able to run 30 FPS at 1080p medium settings with AAA games like Hogwarts Legacy and Battlefield 5. Okay, so here we have the game running at 1080p, and just as before, let's see the FPS. Yeah, same as before, 32, 33, okay, 39 FPS occasionally. So yeah, we are just in the range of 30 to 35 FPS right now. Definitely feels smoother than before. It doesn't look much better than before though, so that's definitely something. Let's just jump into a fight here and see how the games will actually behave. And let's beat these guys up. Alright, everything seems to be going smoothly so far. We're still sticking into the 30 plus FPS range, which is absolutely amazing. And let's just kablam this guy there. Okay, great. Anyway, so in combat, the game actually performed quite well. It kept its 30 plus FPS. Of course, it depends where you are in the world and what are you doing. But as you can see, we're just constantly above 30 FPS. So definitely this game can run at 30 FPS with 1080p at medium settings. I'm just gonna try and see the upscaler here. Maybe if I could get this upscaler to look a little bit better, then that would be cool. Okay, so the upscaler now has been set to something closer to quality. It doesn't look quality, it looks far from. I can see a lot of polygons and a lot of rough textures here and there, so this is definitely, I think this is just the most that we can squeeze out of this system. So 30 FPS at medium settings, not looking very bright at 1080p. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it's a $500 system with a 4 gigabytes card that is actually quite old by now, and it is still a miracle that we can run Hogwarts Legacy as good as we can and that we are able to play it. So all in all, I think that this is a win, and it is definitely something that I like about this $500 system. So this is actually Battlefield 5. We're running at 1080p full screen, and as you can see, we have lots of the effects turned off. I could actually go and turn off quite a few more in order to get a little bit of better performance out of this guy right here. And okay, so we're running everything at graphical settings which are set to medium. As you can see, we're not running DirectX 12 because this would actually cripple its performance with this GPU. And yeah, let's just see how it handles itself. Oh wow, this is really smooth. Oh yeah, this is smooth. Yeah, this is buttery smooth. Absolutely no problem out of this game. And we're sitting just about the same like Hogwarts Legacy at 33 to 35 FPS, as you can see. And it actually feels very, very good, very, very responsive. It feels better than Hogwarts Legacy, and it definitely looks better than Hogwarts Legacy as well. Of course, this is a S-tier AAA game, but it does absolutely killer with Battlefield 5. I'm surprised by the system actually doing so well, and it's a decent performance. It runs absolutely amazing. Getting more than 30 FPS with Battlefield 5 medium settings at 1080p for a $500 system. Yeah, I'll take this all day long. This is very nice. I'm absolutely impressed by the stellar performance of this system running these sort of games, which are actually very, very intensive. So should you actually take $500 and your hard-earned time as well alongside with the money and invest them both into building a PC such as this one right here in 2023? Well, yes, because let's face it, the bottom line is that $500 is very actually limiting and tight as a budget. So in 2023 especially, it's very hard for you to actually find something of merit or build it by yourself. And this definitely takes the crown, because I was looking for alternatives out there, especially with the pre-built systems. And most of the pre-built systems were for around $500 or maybe $600 in my neck of the woods anyway, in Europe. And they would offer you something like the 10th generation i3 that was bundled up together with another another 4GB card from Nvidia, the 1650, or even some of them were bundling up together with the same card that I have here, the Asus RX 550. Surprisingly enough, there were even systems that were more expensive than $600 offering a discrete GPU, so they were basically using the Intel chipset with no dedicated graphics cards, but the only difference is that they were offering 16GB of RAM like the RAM that we have here, in comparisons with the system that were offering a GPU, but they were just giving you 8GB instead. So in the end, is it worth it? Yes, in my books, definitely. I mean, we have two AAA games, Hogwarts Legacy and Battlefield 5, running at above 25 FPS. The other one actually running better than Hogwarts Legacy. But anyway, in between 25, 30 to 35 at times, depending on the situation, you could definitely find yourself gaming on those AAA games on a PC that costs $500 in 2023. That's amazing. Not only that, but you get 16 gigs of RAM, which is actually good enough RAM. You get NVMe storage. Most of the pre-built systems that I was specking out don't get you NVMe storage. They had 2.5-inch SSDs there, and I think most of them were like 500 gigs, not even 1 terabyte versions out there. Not only that, but you can definitely run Google Chrome with how many ever tabs you want to open without any sort of issue. Imagine that, Google. Guys, thank you so very much for choosing to stay with me through another video. You're absolutely amazing, and don't forget you can check out this video right here where it should pop out any second, basically prompting you on how to build a $1,000 PC. So if you have that $500 extra in your pocket, you can definitely check this video out to see what $500 extra can give you. And don't forget, I'll see you guys in the next one. Continue being awesome. Peace.